have a horror text adventure, which is called This Book is a Dungeon, This Dungeon is a Book. It's a very new game. It only came out a few days ago. And it is heavily on sale right now, so I would recommend picking it up. This game is extraordinarily well written. It has a menagerie of gruesome deaths to explore. Trust me there. I will only be showing you one from the first area, but that'll come later. This is just the start from the beginning section. So, without further ado, let us start from the beginning. Tick, 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 tick. You remember a time when you used to steal aching glances at the clock, praying for the strike of the merciful hour that had finally set you free. Temporarily released from the shackles of the tiresome workday, you'd eagerly rush home, shed your work clothes like a burdensome second skin, and flit off into the night to join friends for merriment and mischief. Those days are gone. The shift came on slowly at first. Sharp pains, dizziness, restlessness, insomnia. But as even more unsettling changes tightened their grip within you, it became clear something was very wrong. Poked, prodded, examined, analyzed, a battery of tests, a gauntlet of medical pummeling and anxious uncertainty, and then the waiting. When the call finally came, you already knew the answer before the words rolled off the lips, rasping away on the other end of the line. Lost in an echo chamber, your mind parsed only snippets of the doctor's news, the ones that stung the most. It's terminal. A year left to live. Maybe 2 at best. I'm so sorry. And then you're alone. Now time is your enemy, siphoning away the last of you with every passing moment, draining the light, the color from your world, leaving an emptying shell of aching hopelessness and dark anticipation in its wake. The clacking of keyboards, ringing of phones, and casual banter of clueless coworkers is a steady ache. It rakes at the frayed corners, pulls at the tattered edges of your weary mind. But the appointed hour has arrived. It dampens the din, if only for a short while. Tomorrow is another day. For them, at least. For you? Possibly. You linger for just a minute longer, letting the eager parade filter through the exit. The last to leave, you close up, lock the door, and pull your overcoat tight around you. A spitting mist turns to a downpour, well before you reach the dry sanctuary of the putrid subway entrance. The stairs are a descent to unpleasant smells and hustled near misses, as bustling crowds crush together to get to and from their mundane 9-to-5s. For a moment, you miss that simplicity of routine, the promise of continuance. Standing at the side of the platform, you look down at the electrified tracks. Wind picks up in the tunnel, signaling the rapidly approaching train. Your mind wanders. You imagine what it'd be like to be caught on the tracks right as the train comes barreling through at 60 miles per hour. Death is a beacon, drawing you ever closer. It swirls and dances on the sparking steel girders below. It teases and taunts, only inches away. Come to me, whispers the siren call. It's not yet time. You take a few steps back from the yellow line. 20 minutes feels like an eternity in the packed subway car. Damp, sweaty, exhaustion and regret mixed with promise and delusion. A wagon full of cattle, oblivious, tuned out, numb. Stop by stop, the opening and closing of the door thins the herd. It's a welcome culling, a shifting of space, a loosening of knots. Soon you're the last, and you can breathe easy again. But you still scan the car with a quick glance out of habit. One last time to make sure you're truly alone. Except you're not quite alone. There's a small leather satchel sitting on an empty seat in the far corner of the car. You glance around again, not trusting your weary eyes. There's still not a living soul save your own. The handrail is sticky with grime from the clutch of 1,000 dirty fingers. Filthy. You wince at its touch, but it offers stability as you work your way to the other end of the car, towards the orphan's satchel. Where did its owners go? The bag is weathered and worn. Some tired soul will no doubt be missing its contents, you gather. A high-pitched whine pierces the air as the car rocks and rattles. The lights flicker. 32nd Street. It's your stop. Time to go. Do you take the bag, or do you leave it there? Now see, I'm going to base this off of my own personal choices if this situation were to arise. I would personally probably just leave it there. Just say, none of my business, I'm not dealing with it. Fuck it. So, I leave it there. You decide to leave the bag and hurry home to change out of your wet clothes. The thick, stale underground air turns cool and damp as you emerge from the city's high-speed intestines and hit the noisy streets above. 340 steps later, you're at the door of your second-story apartment. Fumbling the keys, muttering under your breath, the lock finally gives way. As you go to walk through the door, something catches on your foot. It's a package. Mustn't have noticed it. You pick it up and head inside. Peeling off your soaked coat, you drop everything on the table, kick off your shoes, and check your answering machine. You have no new messages. No surprises there. Ignoring the pile of unwashed dishes and the empty fridge, you sidle back to the table and remember the package. You notice there's no return address on the small parcel. Opening it up, you find an old book inside. Nothing more, nothing less. The book is aged and weathered. Its cover is adorned with an ominous skeletal being that looks half human, half serpent, and the title is written in a language you don't have the tongue to decipher. Open the book. Unlocking the old book, you open the cover and flip through the dusty pages. The book appears to be blank. How odd. Flip to the first page. The frail pages seem brittle to the touch, as if they're in danger of crumbling into nothingness, yet your fingers resonate with an unknown energy. Flip to the last page. You turn to the last page. Nothing. You flip to a random page and find nothing. Are your eyes playing tricks on you, or did you see the faint glimmer of words fading from view just now? Flip to another random page. Flipping through the pages, a faint flicker of ink catches your eye. You flip back several pages to try to find it. After much searching, you uncover a page that sports a faint drawing of a keyhole, sketched in pencil. You instinctively reach out a finger and trace it over the drawing. A sudden sharp pain, a paper cut, spurs you to pull your hand away quickly. Looking down, you notice the keyhole sketch has changed into a fanged serpent. Spots of your blood dot the page. The room swims. You feel faint and disoriented. Your vision goes blank as you hit the floor. A sharp impact slams your temple, jolting your synapses with electrifying force. It sends a raw white heat burning through your consciousness. Then, empty space. You fall through the black void. Erasing the past. Erasing the future. Only the present. What is happening? Where am I? Who am I? What is this darkness eating away inside me? And then a light. You awaken in a small chamber, illuminated by the light of a single flickering torch resting in a sconce at the far wall. The sharp throb pulsing behind your eyes fades quickly, but an unpleasant chill is creeping in. You notice words scratched into the stone floor. At this distance, the torchlight is too dim to make out what they say. You grab the torch from the wall sconce and take comfort in the subtle warmth it breathes across your face. You can now get a better look at your surroundings. Holding the torch closer to the floor, you can clearly see the inscription carved there. It reads, Chapter 1, Why the Walls Bleed. A heavy wooden door to the south appears to be the only way in or out of this pit. Well, that's as good a place as any to stop it. Although this is going to be a shorter video, but I really don't want to get into the first chapter whilst also including the introduction. I would much rather just have the introduction as a separate video and then straight into chapter 1. So, yep. I've actually played this a little bit. I might explain that a bit later. But for now, this is all the farther we're going. So, hope you like my content, and see y'all next time. Bye.